We are being haunted by the Four of Pentacles. And as I sit down to record this, what song pops in my head? I don't even know who sings it, but it's like, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to count. I don't even know the lyrics, but it's true. Okay, so the last deck that I used that had the Four of Pentacles, it was like a princess that had trapped herself in her tower and she was just isolated and alone. This is just coins buried in the ground, okay? Same sort of feeling because it's like, okay, I have all these pentacles, but like what? Like you're just holding on to them. And this energy, like even outside of the tarot, has been haunting me. So I got um a raise. I don't think I've talked about that much on here, but I've been knowing it was coming for a while, but I'm now making like insane money. Like not even to toot my own horn, but it's just like money that I never thought I'd be making to do what I'm doing. And I'm very like, oh, I survived Pluto squaring my midheaven, so I do deserve this. Like I am quite young to have gone through like a transit that intense, but like, oh, but my boss told me how much I'm making, so in American, and then it converts to Canadian. Girl, like if I do it, like I'm just very happy with the universe for putting me in this situation. But so I told my dad about it. The first thing he says to me is like, hold on to your money tight and don't give it to anyone. Okay, Mr. Four of Pentacles. I was like, well, that just doesn't sound like me. Like, I don't know, if the girl at Starbucks compliments my nails, I'm gonna tip her $1. Why not? You know, like that's just the kind of person I am. So basically the Four of Pentacles is like the overall energy of, I can't remember if I said, but this reading is kind of like talking about Mercury is in Capricorn. Either if not today, then like tomorrow-ish, whatever. So it'll be like for the next like 3 weeks. And so, yeah, this is just kind of about like solidarity and like control, but then also just knowing that resistance to change equals stagnation. So, like, if being selfish, like the question I said that you could ask for a journal prompt is like, how is greed or like being selfish holding you back from connection, right? Because if you've been miserly your whole entire life, then why don't you stop to question, like, okay, is this really serving me? Like, how can I be a bit more generous of spirit? Okay. So the first, I also use my affirmation deck, which I use on here sometimes. It's like one of the first card decks I ever got when I was really, really young. But this one says, I see myself attracting harmonizing intent. Um, so I'm going to read the back of it. It says, I see myself attracting only those in harmony with my current intent, and I'm getting clearer and clearer in every moment about what it is that I want. It matters not what others are choosing. What is important is that I am pleased with me, and as I see myself, I certainly am. And actually, as I was reading that, so I just like I was shown it in another way. So when it says like, it matters not what others are choosing, and like you're always getting clearer and clearer about what you want. So instead of like, it's like, okay. So your game plan is like ABC, and then someone else, you expect them to also be on like game plan ABC, but instead their game plan is XYZ, right? So then instead of like reacting to that and thinking they should be like you, it's like, okay, they are not aligning with me. That just helps me get clearer on what I want, and it's okay that they are different than me, but all I need to do is keep getting more refined toward what I want. So yeah, don't create unnecessary competition and just like know that if you're doing like if you're staying in your own lane, like everyone needs to stop being so fucking nosy. Social media ruined us. Um, so you can ask yourself like, how is your ego dividing you from others? Like especially now, I'm sure like in America, like there's gonna be like the inauguration coming up and stuff, and like people will be like really divisive and just like in like I don't know, and it's gonna be like an awkward, uncomfortable period of transition. So just like ask yourself like, okay, how can I move out of ego and just be more of a human? Like it's like how can you see people outside of like their political stance, I guess. Okay, next card is the High Priestess. I actually okay, so this deck, like the Somnia deck, like all of them have like either writing on the bottom or like little numbers on the top to kind of help you figure out like what card it is, right? And there's two cards in the deck that don't have any writing on them, so I spent probably like 15 minutes fucking figuring out what card this was yesterday. So I don't know if that means anything, but maybe it does just mean that like you do have to d dive a little bit deeper to like find out the truth and be willing to like wait for things, I guess. And so this is like dreams, intuition, subconscious, which is so fucking funny because I woke up this morning and I had just been having a dream about um the, the person I have feelings for. And it's like we haven't been talking like a whole bunch lately, you know what I mean? Like throughout the holidays, like a little bit here and there, whatever. But it was just like in my dreams, it's like we're like together like that. And then I wake up and like we're not together, and I'm like, this doesn't really make sense. But I just know, like, even in other readers and stuff that I watch, a lot of people have been talking like maybe if you're aligned with a person who like doesn't do like the spiritual work in the way that you do, it's like their sleep state will start showing them things. And it's like, I mean, I'm being shown things in my sleep state. So I can only trust that, like, I don't know, the universe is doing what it's doing for a reason. So if you've had any weird dreams lately, I don't know, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. I love dissecting stuff like that. But yeah, so just know that like what's for you can never miss you. Um, and like pay attention like for any synchronicities that are showing up for you, like just any like create your own language with the universe and like trust that it's always giving you information that can be of benefit to you on your journey. um and something you can ask yourself in this period is like, do you feel more at home in your masculine energy or your feminine energy, and how can you intentionally spend more time like in the one that you feel less comfortable in, because that's how you create balance. um so now we have the King of Cups. And so this is like sensitivity, grace giving. So I mean, obviously some people might say this is like a toxic masculine energy. Um, but to me, I think like it just kind of shows like being really like diplomatic and understanding like, okay, so like me, for example, like I'm a very like evolved person and I've done a lot of work to understand my feelings, but I can't expect that everyone else is gonna like see things from the same way as me and stuff. So it's just like being like very emotionally mature and like leaving room for others and like considering all perspectives. Uh, yeah, so just ask yourself like what areas of your life can benefit from more open-mindedness. Because I think Mercury and Capricorn, that can be kind of like rigid thinking. Capricorns can be hard. Um, oh, and how can you be of service to others without draining yourself? Because if you're just feeling like, if you're feeling purposeless, a really good way to like bring it back, and just to like spread good energy is to help others. Okay, so another affirmation card. This one says, I will not attempt to control others' experiences. Oh, ye doggy. As a child, I was like, I had parents that were always trying to control me, right? So then as I learned what I thought love was control. And now I'm so glad that like those are not the kinds of relationships I crave. Like I don't want to have to control anyone. Like if I don't trust you, I don't want you in my energy sphere. You know what I mean? Like if you've proven yourself to me, then like I'm gonna limit the amount of energy that I give you so that I'm not putting myself in that situation where it's like you I think what I wrote down actually addresses everything I'm saying. So first of all, I said no matter how hard you try, you can never control another. Like there's the illusion of control, so it's like you can manipulate, which a lot of that like toxic feminine like siren-ish energy. That's kind of our like I mean, I used to be very guilty of this. It's like yeah, you think you can manipulate a man by like using your body or just like getting him to talk about his feelings and stuff, you know, and it's like it can be um I think a lot of men they're wary to open up because it's like women have gotten them to open up and then it's been like used against them in a court of law, basically. But for me, like, I don't want to use anyone's feelings against them, I guess. I just want to understand and then decide if it's aligned for me or not. You know, because if I can understand, at least then I can give you compassion or like help you work through things. But if you don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, then you're living in sin. That's literally like being unconscious. Um, so Okay, wait, let me read the back of this card. So rather than trying to control the experiences of all others, instead intend to control your own participation within those experiences. And by setting forth your clear image of the life you want to live, you will be guided in every moment toward a smooth and pleasant path for yourself. Because you're not focusing on what you don't want. You're not focusing on disharmony. You're not focusing on like the flops in your life, you know? Like you're just like you're straight, you know that you are always provided for. Um Oh, so yeah, who and what do you waste the most energy trying to control? And then if you maybe are, if you are, because I used to not want to accept that I was trying to control people, but now I fully 120 million bajillion percent see that even subconsciously, like that was the agenda that I had was control because it made me feel safe. Um, so if you are struggling to like accept like, okay, I have controlling tendencies, you can start to like navigate this area of your life by asking yourself, how do you feel when others try to control you? Because sometimes when you get really angry about how people are treating you, me anyways, it's just like I will start to see how I have done those same things to others. And then it makes me be extra conscious of how I treat others. Um, Going forward so that I don't repeat those same things. But then it also gives me a bit of understanding as to like maybe why others tried to control me. And then it just generates forgiveness all around, which is very high vibrational. Otherwise, you're stuck in shame, and shame is very low vibrational. Like don't be ashamed of anything. If you can just take the time to go inside and understand it, there's no need to feel shame about anything ever. Other people can judge you for it, but God can judge you, but he's going to love you no matter what, as long as you love yourself and choose better. Okay. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is full new beginnings. Yes. They're coming in. These are the real ones, people, the tangible ones. This is where I like to see the pentacles, not buried in the ground or buying castles for princesses to sit alone in. I like to see them going towards fun, tangible experiences. Spend your pentacles on fun. Okay? We need more fun. Um, so relinquishing control, this leaves more room for the magic to unfold. Because if you're sitting there trying to fucking micromanage the universe, then it's like she can't. Then you're not doing the things you need to do for like all the other steps to fall into place. Because you're over here fucking like spinning in circles trying to like control things that are out of your control. But if you are just like going above your merry little, you're doing temple run, you're like jumping, you're collecting the coins, whatever, you're doing your tasks, then the tangible things can come, but only when you realize what is in your control and what isn't. Because the universe isn't going to give you these big, amazing things if you're going to waste all your energy fucking trying to control Jim Bob down the street. So, um, how can you express gratitude for what's in your life right now, even if it feels messy or imperfect? Because it's a lot of the times like when we try to control other people, it's because we're sensing a lack in our own life, right? So it's like, okay, I don't um, like in the workplace, for example, if someone is dissatisfied with like their home life, they might try to like control things at work more a little bit, like it's just like so if everyone is taking care of their own individual lives, then it's like we're all just like showing up as our best selves. And no one wants to like have the burden of anyone else's karma on them, I guess, because we're just so busy like doing the work for ourselves and like being on the fool's journey. And then, oh, sorry, can't pick up these cards. Okay, the Chariot. I don't know why my throat is blocking up right now. So again, Ace of Pentacles is kind of like a slow moving energy, but it's very reliable, right? But then this is the Chariot. This is like you got an old retired horse, and this is like an expert horse jockey, and he's like whipping him back into shape. He's like, you know what? Okay, we're moving forward. We can do this because you know what is for you. Nothing is distracting you anymore. It's like you're aligned in your own purpose. So you can ask yourself, how might limiting beliefs be steering you in the wrong direction? And this can even just be like if you don't feel like you're worthy of something, you won't approach it. Or maybe the universe won't let you approach it because it knows you'll fuck it up and it's going to wait until you're in an energy where you feel worthy enough to approach it. I know those are the circumstances of my life right now, pretty much. I mean, like, not that I don't feel worthy, but that someone doesn't feel worthy of me. And it's like, it's not up to me to lower my vibration to make him feel better. It's up to me to set the standard. And then he can either rise to the occasion or I keep shining bright and let what's for me approach me. Yeah, it's better than you know. Did you? I need to have fun. I need to dance. I have so much joy inside me. I want to be living. I have a very beautiful life and I want to share it with people. And I can't do that in where I live right now, you know? So, but now that I'm making really good money, moving doesn't seem so hard. So I'm just waiting to see if someone is building me a house the notebook style or if I'm gonna go be a city girl and get myself a cute little apartment. Who knows what's next for me? I don't know. I just feel like I have options right now and it's good. But either way, I'm getting what I want and I am serving my purpose, which is helping you people heal through the internet. Um, oh, so ask yourself another fun question too. The chariot can be like travel. So where do you hope to travel this year? Um, where can you take inspired action towards your goals, even if it's just like a little tiny step or whatever? Because once you get that momentum going, then it's easier to just like repeat every single day. There's a clip from BoJack Horseman and I send it to people all the time. when I feel like they're in a transitory era of their life. And I think it's from like season two. And BoJack is like trying to get his life together and he's like running up this hill and the whole time he's like cursing and swearing, being like, oh my God, this fucking sucks. I hate this, blah, blah, blah. And he gets to the top and then he collapses um on the ground. And then a monkey looks over him and the monkey is like, it gets easier. And BoJack's like, what? And the monkey's like, it gets easier. You just have to do it every day. That's the hard part. The accountability, the showing up, that's the hard part. The doing it is easy, but it's like the actual, like the being conscious in doing it, the doing it as your best self, because you can half-ass do it. But if you do it as your best self, that's when that's the magician card that I pulled in the other, that's when the magic happens. If you put your consciousness in it, that is your magic power. Um, and where do you choose to take the easy way out and why? So like for example, like when I was younger, like I didn't feel very comfortable in my body. Like I didn't have a lot of stamina or whatever. So like I never wanted to like exercise for very long. And so I would take the easy way out there. Whereas now if I'm at the gym, I'm on the treadmill, I'll be like, okay, I'll just do like minimum 15 minutes. And then before I know it, I've done a whole hour. I've done like 3 miles. Like I'm like more sweaty than I've ever been in my whole entire life. And so I don't take the easy way out there anymore because for me it's just like a non-negotiable because I know what it does for my body, I know what it does for my brain, and yeah, I like taking care of myself in that way. Um, okay, our last affirmation. It says, my creative power lies in this moment. So again, if you're not being live, if you are not embodying your conscious, like if you are not being here, then that's a missed opportunity. And of course, like I said, like what's for you can't miss you, but with your free will, I had poutine earlier, it was so good. That's why I'm like I'm burping right now. I need to stop playing music when I do these. Otherwise, I'm just gonna start singing. Um, but that's it, because I'm being in the present moment. I'm just being myself, and that's why people love my energy. I get lots of compliments on my energy, and I worked very hard on it because, believe it or not, I was not raised to be this way. I'm self-made. This is self-taught, okay? And to, again, work very, very, very hard to get here. And so the antidote to the Four of Pentacles is the Six of Pentacles. You see this man, even though he's all in black, he's giving out his pentacles to the people. He's being generous of spirit. Um, and so you have to know that generosity is almost always reciprocated. So once you realize like where you've been playing the victim, where you've been keeping yourself in like templates of lack or whatever, um, then you can kind of heal those parts of yourself, and then that frees up your energy so that you feel safe to be generous. Because if you don't see yourself in lack anymore, suddenly you have so much to give. Like you don't need to hoard everything and assume that everyone's out to get you. Like you feel safe to be curious and you can open yourself up a little bit, and that's where it all starts. Um, and the last card was the Two of Cups, which also came out in the last reading. But yeah, you're never gonna have that fully balanced, like harmonious relationship unless you know that like you don't have to hoard. You're not in lack. There is enough for everyone. There's enough to go around of everything. Um, and so even if the love isn't showing up externally, just like for now, focus on how you can give more of that to yourself. And as you do it more to yourself, the more you'll be able to receive from other people. Okay, but just don't give up on yourself. Yoda's looking at me right now. He wanted to say hi to you guys. He says, do or do not. There is no try. Okay, bye.